And the day we've all been waiting for during this Passion Week, Jesus has risen. It is Easter Sunday morning. What a great day. We go back to that. The ladies were that were there in Jesus' time. They were in the cemetery going to the tomb very, very early in the morning to anoint the body of Jesus and to care for it. And then the traditions of that time to show the great respect for him. And I can only imagine their confusion, their sorrow, their disappointment. Maybe we could even throw in some embarrassment because they put all their stock in this guy. This was the proclaimed Messiah. And so they followed him. They believed in him. And now, boom, just like that, he's gone. Their minds with all sorts of questions, even practical ones. They've been so busy now that they're there. They're looking, who's going to roll the big stone away? How are we even going to anoint the body? But as they rounded that corner, the stone was already moved. Again, maybe even more questions with no answers. Is this another cruel Roman joke of some sort? But as they entered that tomb to look around, to assess the situation, and angels met them there and said, "Fear not." Oh, what beautiful words. You don't have to worry. You don't have to fear. You can have peace. That angel was telling those ladies, I know you're confused and perplexed, and so many things have happened in such a short amount of time, and you've got more questions and no answers. But the first thing I proclaim to you is you don't have to be afraid. When I was thinking of this, and I began to think of how many things in our personal lives are driven by fear. And bear with me, my mind gets crazy thinking sometimes and gets kind of quirky. But I was thinking we lock our houses and we lock our cars, we lock up valuables to keep them safe and to keep ourselves safe and our family safe. And I think that's the right thing to do. But if we flip that, in actuality, we're saying the reason we do that is because we're afraid someone's going to hurt someone or us, or afraid someone's going to steal something from us. We sometimes go to the doctor, even for a simple checkup, but there's still in the back of that mind that fear that something could be wrong. I'm going to get checked out to make sure nothing's wrong with me because I don't want to have some sort of a disease. I'm afraid or fear that. Think of our great military in this nation. They're there to protect us, and we pray for them and thank God for them. But we are afraid. The reason we have them is we're afraid someone may come and attack our land or take something from us. We have insurance. We buy insurance and we spend thousands of dollars a year on insurance because we're afraid we may have a wreck or we fear something may happen to our home. And maybe I'm the only negative one in the bunch, but just listen to your speech and listen to the speech of others. How many times we say something like, well, I'm afraid that if, and it could be something simple. I'm afraid that I'm afraid you're going to spill that drink, or I'm afraid we're going to be late for church, or just simple things. But to me, it almost is a subtle way that fear dictates and affects so many things in our life. That's why those wonderful words, fear not. Oh, let that wash over you this morning. Jesus has risen. He has conquered death, hell, and the grave. He's defeated sin. He has all power in heaven and in earth, and it's in his hand. And we know him on a first name basis. We don't have to fear the future. He's already there. We don't have to fear the past. His blood covers that. We don't have to fear what people say or do. Jesus has the last say. We don't have to fear the enemy of our soul. Jesus has conquered and he is victorious. So on this beautiful Easter Sunday morning, let me simply say, fear not. Jesus has risen.